Hey guys, welcome to Unit 7. We're going to be talking a little bit about scale diagrams and enlargements. You'll notice right down here to the left of the screen here where the arrow is, the first thing we're going to be talking about is scale diagrams, and we're going to move on to enlargements. So the first thing we need to do is talk about what a scale factor is. And this red arrow right here is pointing to the equation we're going to be using for a scale factor. And of course, we divide. So we have the length on the scale diagram divided by the length on the original diagram. Down here, we have just example number 1. It's very straightforward. It says use matching lengths to determine the scale factor. So right here, we have the example of here's a scale diagram of a pin. The actual length of the pin is 13 millimeters. We find the scale factor of the diagram. Now, if we were to actually be in school, we would take out a ruler or measurement. I'll be giving you the actual measurements for these types of things as we move forward. So if we were using a centimeter ruler, we would measure the length of the pin in the diagram, and we take out a little ruler and we measure from tip to the end, and we'd find out that it is 3.9 centimeters or 39 millimeters. Now, we have to make sure right here where this arrow is pointing right here, that the units have to be the same. So you may have to do just a crash course or refresher on reviewing how to convert your units back and forth. So we would measure the length. And again, I'm going to give you a lot of the measurements. You're not going to be holding up a ruler to your computer screen. We don't have a lot of time for that. And so you would take the length of the scale diagram, which this is right here, is considered to be the scale diagram. And we're just going to put SD for short, and that'll be for scale diagram. And then we have the actual length of the pin, which is 13 millimeters. So we divide the two, and we get an answer of 3. So 39 divided by 13 is 3. We get a scale factor is 3. When the drawing is an enlargement, the scale factor is greater than 1. And we're going to get to the scale factors. So that's using matching lengths to determine a scale factor. The second thing I want to talk to you quickly about is right here where this arrow is right here. So to find the dimensions of a scale diagram, we multiply each length in the original diagram by the scale factor. So in this right here, we're going to be using a scale factor to determine the dimension. So we have a cylinder right here. The height is 5. The diameter is 2. Not the radius, of course. And so it's a 5/2 ratio. Write the scale factor as a decimal, and make sure right here when we do these two questions on, there's a couple questions we're going to be having on here on a formative that you're going to be working on those. So we write the scale factor as a decimal. So we have 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Then we have the diameter of the original cylinder, which is 2 centimeters. So we have the diameter of the enlargement. We take 2.5 times that by 2 is 5. Then we have the height of the original, which is 5 centimeters, which is right here, right? So then we take 2.5 and times that by 12.5. So the enlargement has a diameter 5 centimeters and a height of 12 centimeters. So if we were to actually be in school, we would take this, we would enlarge this and draw this on grid paper, and you'd be able to just draw the enlargement through a scale factor to determine the dimensions. When you do the 2 questions or 3 questions that I'll have in the formative attached, you will, of course, I'll give you the measurements and you'll just follow through the directions. All right. If you have any questions, by all means, send me a message and you can email me.